everyone, so we're here to review the Basilisk Ultimate. I've been using this mouse for a year, almost now. I got it off of Data Blitz for 6,495 Philippine pesos. And so far, it's been amazing. I mean, it's got some weight to it, but I'm not totally disliking it. The main thing is, after a year though, almost, is that you can see that the rubber started to shave off for both sides. It's got some tearing. And I did buy some skins, rubber grips for it. I mostly use this on, aside from gaming, well, yeah, Valorant, #1, but for tracking, it was okay. Flicks, it was heavy for flicks. I mean, I was using lighter mouse before. I like the resistance for the scroll wheel. You can actually adjust it here, if you can see. Increase or lessen it. And I'm not sure if you can pick up the sound for the maximum resistance. That's how it sounds. And this is like when there's no resistance at all. Clicks. That's the click. That's the right. And there's the left. And right. And left. The mouse wheel. Click. The side buttons. It's also got this DPI sort of switch. You can use it for some games. It's used for your DPI control, and sometimes it could be for the alternate shooting, mainly for like when you want to snipe someone. And these are the DPIs. You can also tilt click the mouse wheel. I've used it before. Actually mapped some of the keys for this one. Like reload, and then primary weapon switch. I can say that it's pretty handy when it comes to like the number of buttons you can map. You can map almost every single button on Synapse. It's got a great sensor too. It's very active. But I was checking the price of it right now. It's going for like 7,595 Philippine currency. So for 2022, yeah, it's sort of, well, it did lower the price from what it was before. From the initial price, I think it was around 8,500 something. So if you're gonna get it now, since they did release the Basilisk V3 Pro, if you sort of like, I don't know, you might want to check this one out. I would suggest you wait on the sales for it, because as I said, I got it for like 6,000 something in Philippine currency, so it was a good buy at that time. That was 2021. For that time period, it was a good buy for me. because number one, when it came to productivity, I was able to like maximize some of the buttons of it, like the tilt clicks. I was able to like map it for work, as well as the side buttons. Synapse are very helpful software. I know everyone says that it was shit. It's not, but for me, it worked good. Yeah, it did its job for mapping buttons and stuff. For battery life on this one, if you max out the brightness of the RGBs, you're not gonna get that much life out of it. As for me, I put like the brightness on 5%. As you can see, it's not, it's not that much of a difference. It's still very bright at 5%. Let me show you the 100% brightness so that you can see for yourselves if there's any difference when it comes to lighting. So this is at 100%. See? I mean, it could be brighter, but since the logo is mostly covered by your palm, your palm is resting on it, you could also switch it off in Synapse. But if you want to get the maximum battery life for it, I'd suggest lowering the brightness down. For me, personally, I just set it to 5. It's not dim, it's not, it's just the perfect amount of brightness for me. And I could say that when it comes to battery life as well, I always usually just put it in the dock that it came with for charging after I use it. But when I was testing it out before, try to see how long the battery would last, it lasted me for like a good 5 days without like putting it on the dock, and that's using it all day. So yeah, I guess the battery life is pretty good somehow, given that it's got RGB. And yeah, let me show you guys some of the gameplays that, how I use it on a game. Okay, so let me show you how weighty it is when it comes to like playing Valorant. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty. If you're used to light mice, you're probably not gonna want this mouse. But if you got like, you want that weight, like for stopping your flicks and stuff, and for easier tracks, you could go for this mouse. Especially now that I believe this one got a much cheaper price, since they have released the V3 Pro. You just want to start off the Basilisk, I suggest, yeah. And if you have that much money to spare, and for me, it took some time to get used to the weight for playing long sessions. But once you get used to it, it's pretty handy, because sometimes with light mice that I've tried before, I tend to like over flick it. And the rubber grips on the side also help. there. You see, it's sort of difficult to like get your flicks down with a heavy mouse, but yeah, it would be. I had a great experience using it on like Resident Evil, Doom, those sort of titles, but with tech shooters like Valorant, yeah, I'd suggest a lighter mouse. So yeah, that was the Viper. But for a year of using it, I was pretty satisfied, especially with the price that I got it for. It was worth the money, and at that time, I still use it from time to time. This is my main mouse now. I still use this from time to time. For especially Doom and Resident Evil and some other tech shooters. But for tech shooters like CS:GO and Valorant, I would not suggest this mouse. But it depends on you. If you want a heavy mouse for like FPS games, you could. You can see like my grip style. Like, I'm not sure if I have fairly like large hands, but yeah, this is it. Yeah. For 2022, I think it's gonna be a good buy. I think it's gonna get some more sales and price drops, especially with the Viper the Basilisk V3 Pro in the market now. And if you want to try it out for yourself, yeah. And if you think that you want those types of mice, like, ergonomic and they're heavy, it's got a thumb rest for you. But for me, I don't think the thumb rest really helped me that much, to be honest, because of my grip style. I mean, my thumb is almost always not resting on it. As you can see from the tear as well. But the other good things is that it's got optical sensors. I mean, optical switches, rather. That's pretty good. I mean, Razer's always had like optical switches for their high-end mouse, which is great. So yeah, if you could get it for like, let's see, around 6,000, I'd say it's gonna be a good buy, especially the number of buttons that you have and the customizability of key maps and keybinds on Synapse. It's gonna be a good buy but if you're gonna get it for like the normal price that it's going for right now, 7,000 plus in Philippine currency, yeah, I wouldn't suggest buying this mouse. But if you could get it on like a sale, yeah, it is. I mean, it would last you a long time. And regarding the dock, I've heard some people say that they had problems with like the dock not charging after a while. So for me, for the longest time, it didn't have any of those problems. Still use it. Yeah. Like and subscribe, guys.